20 of the best things I've discovered during the pandemic. I'm Chris, this is Yellow Productions. I do travel guides that are fun, informative, and entertaining. And in the last couple years, I've actually found a lot of new things that I've picked up, I've started using, and they've been different things that I've always used before because the pandemic has led me to do different things and look for different things. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you 20 of my favorite discoveries that include video things, home things, dad things, some travel discoveries, some food discoveries, some local discoveries, and I'm going to conclude with some of my favorite YouTube channels that I've discovered during the pandemic. Why am I talking about all these things? Well, these are all things that over time people have said, Chris, I wish you would share more of the things you bought and the things you use, so we might like some of those things. So that's what we'll be talking through. So the first best thing that I discovered during the pandemic, and this is a video thing, is the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. This phone, Samsung's flagship phone, I really like it. And not that I really like it, but I've discovered it has a really good camera. So good, in fact, that a lot of my videos you've seen over the past year have actually been shot not on my Sony fancy cameras, but on the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. All of the walking tours that you see are shot with this thing paired with the DJI Osmo Mobile 4 gimbal right here. So this thing opens up, and then the phone just kind of opens up in it like this, and then if I put this on correctly, we have, of course I put it on the wrong way, didn't I? Ha ha ha, that's funny. So it shakes when there's no phone attached to it. But with this thing, right, with this gimbal, okay, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. This is what allows for the super steady footage that you see me take on the walking tours. Chris, what are you doing to it? Why is it moving by itself? These are all the different orientations that you can have of this, but what I really like about this phone is it has 4 cameras on it. It has a 1x zoom, it has a 3x zoom, a 10x zoom, and the wide angle lens. And that's really good for the walking tours, the hotel reviews. A lot of people have said, Chris, I really love how wide of an angle you get on that. So it's pretty neat, and it pairs well with this gimbal. I've generally not liked gimbals, regular cameras, because you've spent too much time balancing them, but this DJI Osmo Mobile 4 balances quite well. And what's also nice is that if you want, this particular gimbal is magnetic, and so you can take the phone off of it just by pulling it off like that, and you see it has a little magnetic thing on it right there, and then it just clips back into it with the provided magnet. So I love this phone. I know Samsung's coming out with the S22 soon. I'm looking forward to that as well because I've been shooting a lot of videos with it. Even on the videos that I do as like big videos where I bring the camcorder, I shoot a lot of B-roll on this too, just because I really like the wide angle lens out of this phone. Okay, but you know what this phone doesn't have is it doesn't have a good microphone. The audio from it just not that great, which leads me to my second best find during the pandemic, which is the Rode Wireless Go 2 microphone. So this microphone set right here is a set of wireless microphones. You can see them in the picture there, but I've just got 2 of them, but it comes with 3. It has a receiver that connects to this phone via USB, and then a transmitter that clips on my bag or wherever you see it like this, and then I can get wireless audio from there to this receiver that then plugs into the USB port on this phone, and it sounds really good. So a lot of people have said, Chris, you look stupid with the big headset on when you go out, which I still do on really windy days when I go to piers, things like that. But if I'm doing a walking tour someplace that isn't windy, then in fact this is what I'm using for the audio on it, the Rode Wireless Go 2. And then what do I do with this receiver? Where do I mount it? I've got this, I don't know, some random thing I bought from Amazon that attaches to the bottom of the gimbal. That then, here, let's get rid of that. Attaches to the bottom of the gimbal, and then I just slide the microphone right into that. And so there's kind of a big long wire on it, but then you can see I've got the self-contained camera, microphone receiver, connected via USB, and then this on me to pick up the sound. And you might say, Chris, do you really need that? I mean, can't you just pick up audio from the phone to you right here? Honestly, it doesn't sound very good when you do that. This sounds so much better having the mic even this much closer to my mouth than just trying to go off the camera audio. So that is my second best find during the pandemic. My third best find, another video thing, and this will be the last of my video things, but this is number 3. I don't need this microphone on because I'm not recording my audio right now. This is the DJI Osmo Pocket 2, and this comes out of here. This is a tiny little gimbal and camera all in one. So this little thing up here, this is the camera, and then when I turn it on, then it kind of powers up like that, and then let me turn this around, and then I'll put it this way. And so then you can actually see here, this is a little video screen on it, so you can see what it's recording. This is the camera, and then as you move it, it's a gimbal, so it's stabilized. What I really like about this is it's small, and you don't like call yourself out as like, I am a big obnoxious YouTuber, where when I walk around like this, I attract a lot of attention. When I walk around this, I attract no attention. When I did a lot of my Vegas videos this last trip to get shots in the casinos, I was walking around with this, and nobody called me out for walking around with this. People would definitely call me out for walking around with this and say, no video, that looks too professional. But I like wireless audio, and the good news is that they didn't have this on the DJI Osmo Pocket 1, but they do on the Osmo Pocket 2. You can get a kit that comes with a wireless microphone that provides decent audio. Now, I know DJI is coming out with a new wireless mic for regular cameras here in a couple months, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll let you know what I think about it. But that's my new arsenal of video stuff. The Samsung Galaxy S21 with the Osmo Mobile 4 gimbal, the DJI Osmo Pocket 2 Rode Wireless Go 2. So if you were curious behind the scenes of what all this gets recorded on, now you know. Okay, let me turn this thing off. Maybe off. Bueller. Okay, we'll turn that off. We'll put that away. And let's go on to number 4. My fourth favorite discovery of the pandemic. We're now in the category of home things. These are things that I found that I just use at home, use around the home. And the first one is shoes. Why shoes? Well, because I've been doing a lot of walking. Haven't we all, maybe during the pandemic? Where could you go for a lot of the beginning of it? Quarantine, can't go anywhere, walk around your house. And I've been a big Nike fan forever. I've always worn Nike shoes. But I feel like over the years, they've just gotten more narrow, and I've got pretty wide feet. And Nikes just weren't fitting me all that much anymore. When I say I've only worn Nikes, I've got, I don't know, 10s, 20s pairs of Nikes. I have a lot of Nike shoes. I also have the interesting challenge of finding shoes in US size 14, which are very large shoes. And so that's a constraint. That's why I've always liked Nikes. They come in size 14. But I've found this brand, Hoka, in particular their Bondi shoes, to be really wide, really padded. They don't seem to be going for what a lot of sneakers are going for now, which is like the ultra marathoners are trying to get extra light and less padded. Hoka's like, how can we make this shoe as padded and as comfortable as possible? And I love these things. In the last 2 years, I've bought 5 of these Hoka Bondi shoes, just because I've done that much walking and that much hiking. It takes a while for them to wear out, but you do a lot of walking and hiking, and they run out. They run out pretty quick. In the comments, Rachel says, you should get the yellow ones. I have the yellow ones, Rachel. They're just, I only take them out on travel because I want them to last, and they were up on a high shelf, and I didn't have time to get them down before this. Rhonda says, I love Nike, and I have narrow feet. Maybe that works out for you then, Rhonda. Janelle says, I've been told those Hoka shoes are incredible. They are incredible. They're not cheap. I mean, these are like $120 shoes, maybe, something like that. But I will tell you, for my feet, they are worth the $120 for the pair of shoes. And they also come in a like a leather version too. So when we went to Vancouver, rainy place, I got the white leather, and then I also got one of their shoes that is made of a Gore-Tex, so it was waterproof. So that was pretty nice, and I enjoyed both of those as well. Some other chats about cameras. Kathy says, I need to get myself a gimbal. I do live streams for my business. Indeed, if you're hand-holding it, walking around, things like that, then you should definitely have a gimbal. Garrett says, what about the GoPro? I do not think GoPros are the best camera. I've had GoPros. They're great for underwater. They solve that purpose if you want to mount it on your head. But just as a camera, they are definitely not the best camera. And Brandon says that is pocket-sized. Yeah, this DJI Osmo Pocket 2 is definitely pocket-sized. Related to shoes, Kathy says, my feet are double her size. I have big shoes, and Charlotte says, what shoe is this? This is indeed the Bondi 7. That is, in fact, what shoe this is and what the shoe in the picture is, which is my favorite one of the Hokas. And Caroline said, my son heard you say your shoe size was 14. He said, wow, that's not a normal human. I'm like Sasquatch or something. I'm like Bigfoot. Okay. My fifth favorite discovery during the pandemic. I'm not gonna bring this one on camera here because they're big and they're heavy, but they are Casper mattresses. This is one that I talked about on a previous live stream, and people said, Chris, can you talk more about your mattresses? So I'm gonna talk more about these mattresses. In the pandemic has given us a lot of time to reevaluate what we've got in the house. We haven't been spending nearly as much time in hotels as we were before. We've been spending a lot more time on our mattresses, and we have had mattresses for about 10 years, and it's about the life of a mattress, so it was time to get new mattresses. We did some research, checked out the Caspers. If you're not familiar with Casper, it's a fairly new company on the mattress scene, new in terms like Serta or things like that, right? Newer than those. And one of the things that they're known for, not just foam mattresses, but they are foam/spring hybrid mattresses. What do you see in this picture? This is the mattress, and then this is how the mattress comes when you order it. They ship them to you by UPS. They come in a box. They're all rolled up, and then you open the plastic, and then the mattress in about 2 minutes just kind of like comes out and then is big and comfy. We originally bought the Casper Wave mattress. I found that one too soft, and so now we are sleeping on the Casper Nova hybrids, which we really like. We do the split twin, so that's a twin extra long. We got 2 of them. We also got the Casper pillow and the Casper duvet. Casper sells more than just the mattresses, but they sell all the bedding stuff, and I really like them. I should point out that this video is not sponsored by any of these people. This is just stuff that I've bought and used. There was a question of, is this the first hot tea for the live streams? I think I've had hot tea before, but I've got the hot tea in particular today because 1, it's cold outside, and 2, I've been talking a lot today. And so hot tea just helps me talk more. In particular, this tea is the Yogi Throat Comfort Tea. If you talk a lot and you're looking for something to kind of make your throat a little bit more slippery back there, I would highly recommend this Yogi Throat Comfort Tea. Should I really be doing this on Amazon with like links to these things? There are no Amazon affiliate links to any of these things, so you can buy them or not. Tatiana says, if you don't mind, can you show the yellow Hoka shoe? I'm curious how those look. I've taken pictures of them before. Tell you what, Tatiana, I will, I gotta go get them, which would be really boring during the live stream, but I will post a picture up on my community page with those the next day, so look for it. And Kenny says, how tall are you to wear size 14 shoes? I am 6 foot tall. That's how tall I am. The 6th best discovery during the pandemic, I bought a new desk. And actually, it's the desk that I've got this live streaming set up on. This desk that I have back here for all my I should put the gimbal out of frame. It looks ugly. This desk back here. Oh, and I should put this. It looks better here. This desk is better like this. This desk back here. This is just a desk from IKEA, like an L-shaped desk from IKEA. But the desk that I'm live streaming from is a fully standing desk. And so the neat thing about the standing desk, this is a powered standing desk. And so you can see it goes up. This is the whole desk with my camera and everything and my laptop moving on it. And then it goes down too. There's just like a little button over here that makes it go up and down. When I was looking at standing desks to order and ship, Fully had some of the easiest ones to put together yourself, and so I really like it. If you're looking for a standing desk, I would suggest perhaps you consider the Fully. It comes in lots of different sizes. I got a small white one that looks like that, a 30-inch small desk, mounted a couple screens on it, mounted some lights, mounted a microphone, and it's on wheels too. And so then when I'm done with this live streaming thing, I push it back into the office. But when I'm live streaming, I pull it over here. And so this is the thing. If you've been working at home or things like that during the pandemic, you've been working on the kitchen table or something like that, like invest in a new desk. It's worth it for all the time you spend there, I think. Scott95 says, I got a new desk several months ago. It's much better than the one I used to have. That's cool. I'm glad to hear that. Ace says, is it expensive? About $500. What do you consider expensive? But by the time you ship it, by the time you make it a standing desk, all those sorts of things, not cheap, but super, super well built. Okay. Still in the home purchases, the 7th best discovery I've discovered in the last couple of years is the Google Nest Hub Max. There are a lot of these home appliances. There's the, Amazon Alexa. There's Bixby on the Samsung devices. There's Siri. I hope all my devices haven't started listening to me now because I've said all their keywords. But my favorite of all of these devices, and if you're wondering, Chris, do you have all those? I have all those things too. My favorite is this one, the Google Nest Hub Max, which is the largest of the Google home appliances. We really like it because it plays music from YouTube or YouTube Music, and so we can be in the dining room. We've got it set up on our little buffet that's right next to our table, and we can say, "Hey Google, play some jazz music," and it plays some jazz music. Or we can say, "Hey Google, play Yellow Productions on YouTube," and it'll play a Yellow Productions video on YouTube. It also has some neat video conferencing capabilities, and we also like the capability that it connects to our Google Photos account, and auto-magically all of the pictures I take of our traveling princess from my S21 Ultra here, they get uploaded to Google Photos, and then Google Photos knows what she looks like, tags her, and then I've created an album titled Traveling Princess that then displays on our Google Home map. So obviously we know what our daughter looks like, but it's just kind of neat to go back and have that thing present random photos, and it's kind of neat just how it all works auto-magically. And the other neat thing of this, there's 2 Google Nest Hub. There's a small one, and then there's the big one. This is the big one, and so actually sounds pretty good. The small one doesn't. Dave says, "I just set my you just set my Nest Hub off." That's funny. Hey Google, what's the weather? Amazon Alexa, hello. Maybe I just set up everybody's hubs right there if they're listening out. I thought that would be kind of fun. Rhonda says, I want to see the... Oh, yeah, I did set mine off in the other room, too. So, all right. Okay, now I want to share with you some of my favorite dad things that I discovered during the pandemic. And so this is discovery number 8 of 20. This is the Osprey Poco Plus. It's the baby backpack that you see me wearing in so many of the photos I post and pictures I post. If there's one thing that we've purchased during the pandemic that's allowed us to live a semblance of a normal life, has been the Osprey Poco Plus. So, you know, a lot of baby carriers are generally things in the front that you carry baby on the front. But this thing, you carry baby on the back. And the Traveling Princess has been able to go on hikes to Diamond Head and the Lighthouse in Oahu and a whole bunch of hikes here in Southern California. She loves it. I love it. And surprisingly, it's not that awful for my back. I mean, it's heavy. It's, you know, you put a almost 30-pound baby plus a 20-pound back. Like, it's heavy, but it's like puts all the weight on the hips, and so it allows us to go a lot of places that otherwise we'd just be sit in the car, you couldn't push a stroller, and so lots of fun. Now, the Traveling Princess is in a stage where she wants to walk more in her mid-twos, then maybe she wants to sit in that thing, but when it's nap time, let me tell you, she wants to get right in there and nap in it. And we just saw a dad who looked like he had like a 4-year-old girl in his, so I'm sure Traveling Princess will go through another stage when she's tired of walking, being like, I want to get in there. That's funny. Alex said I just set off his Google speaker and now it's playing jazz music. That's hilarious. And Points Traveler said the same thing. It's so funny. Yeah, that's cool. Thanks for that feedback that actually did that. My experiment worked. Alex says, great pic of you and the Traveling Princess. She is a very natural in front of the camera and very photogenic. She loves the camera for sure. She loves to point too. Point, Traveling Princess, point. And the Uniplex says, your live stream has been a great positive during the pandemic. Thanks, Uniplex. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, as many of you know, I've really tried to double down during the pandemic, and you know, really try to get these every week. So, been mostly successful most weeks. Apologies to anybody who tried to tune into the live stream yesterday. I picked the wrong date when I said it, so thanks for coming back today if you did. The 9th best discovery that we made during the pandemic is the Amazon Fire Kids tablet. This right here. This is the Traveling Princess's favorite entertainment device. It kind of reflects my laptop screen right there. But what I really like about this, so we were like trying to figure out like, okay, you know, to play cartoons or things like that, like what should we do it on for the Traveling Princess? Should it be on our phone? Should it be on an iPad? How should she interact with some of these digital games? You know, we kind of think she'll be a digital native, so we actually want to get her into the stuff early. And the nice thing about the Amazon Fire Kids tablet, first of all, it's in this like super soft foam case. Drop it, whatever, it's just fine. It has a little kickstand on it, so it holds it up right there. But then two, for the first year or two, it comes with like a subscription to the Amazon Kids program. After that, it's like $30 a year, and all of the apps and all the TV shows and all the cartoons are just included in it. And if you've bought kids games or apps on an iPad or an Android device, they cost a lot of money. Like a lot of the good ones cost $10, $15. You buy a bunch of those, it gets really expensive. And so I like that it's just kind of like this all-in subscription on it. It's also kind of like a little walled garden. You see like the picture up there where it's just everything's big, it's easy to click on, and the Traveling Princess can't get out to, you know, any like weird sites or anything like that because there's no web browser on and it's kind of all locked down. And so when I give her my phone to watch things on, I'm really concerned she's gonna like comment on some other videos on YouTube or something like that. And so that's why we don't hand her our devices all that much. But we have found, and this is discovery number 10, we have discovered CocoMelon. CocoMelon, if you don't know, is the #1 subscribed to channel on YouTube. It is CocoMelon, this kids' channel of cartoons, and it seems to be the kids' favorite. Like, you know, back in the day, in my day growing up, it was Sesame Street or Flintstones or Mickey Mouse or whatever, but, you know, kids, at least in the toddler age, universally like CocoMelon. They're like restaurants that we go to where kids are sitting there. They're all sitting there watching CocoMelon. It is the great, like, the Traveling Princess is in a bad mood, just turn on CocoMelon and she enjoys it. So much so that, you know, she'll sit down and like she'll request CocoMelon. She'll sit down for dinner and she'll see this tablet someplace. She'll go, CocoMelon. I want more CocoMelon. Of course, you can never have enough CocoMelon, as a matter of fact. Tatiana says it's so cute when the traveling princess says bye, very much like you, curious and wants to explore everything. For sure, she does. And Matthew says, hello, my first live stream. Welcome, Matthew. And then Rhonda says, because Chris was setting off all of your Amazon devices, this is why you need to change her name. Thanks for the tip. I didn't actually know you could do that. Coaster Passport joining the live stream from Ohio. Welcome. Rhonda says, nice, I have to check out CocoMelon if I'm ever babysitting. If you are, Rhonda, or anybody's babysitting, CocoMelon. That's what the kids dig it these days. Funny story about CocoMelon. It was actually started by a Korean couple who lives here in Orange County, California, not too far from Yellow Productions headquarters. Okay, the 11th best discovery we've had during the pandemic is, I'm going to make this bigger so you can see it. Right here. Is this bicycle seat for the traveling princess. She looks a little happier in that picture than this picture. We haven't taken this many pictures of the bicycle seat, but this is the Hammocks Observer front child bike seat, and I like to ride a bicycle, and so I wanted to take the traveling princess with me, and while she's still small, I thought it'd be better to put her up in the front rather than in the back, and this one from Norway was like the best front bicycle seat I could find. Has really good straps, really good things to put her feet, pretty secure, comes off if I need it to. Soon she'll probably need to upgrade to a seat in the back, but she just loves it up there because she's in between my arms and she can see everything. We point out the ducks that we're driving by or the colors of cars, and just a neat way to experience the bicycle. Oh, Beckham says, I really dig your duffel bag eat, sleep, travel, repeat. Awesome, Beckman. I should have brought it here to show you on the live stream. But yes, I showed it in my Death Valley guide. And if you were so inclined to pick one up, you can pick one up on the Yellow Productions shop, because that's where it comes from. Rhonda says, I wish my parents had all these gadgets when I was a kid. More great picks. There's a lot of gadgets today, for sure. Okay, so now I want to get into some travel discoveries, some food discoveries, some local discoveries that we've made, spend more time here in Southern California, and then conclude with the best YouTube channels that I've started watching during the pandemic. Okay, so this is my 12th best discovery during the pandemic, and it was from our Death Valley trip that we took in December. And a lot of people, when we said we were going to Death Valley, people said, "What? Why? Why are you going to go there? What is there to see? What is there to do?" Honestly, we had no idea. We saw the hotel, the Death Valley Inn, and we're like, oh, that was like a cool hotel in a national park. We should go to this national park because the hotel doesn't look too sucky, and we'll figure out what to do when we get there. We'll make a video about it. I didn't know what to do in Death Valley because there weren't any good videos on Death Valley, frankly. Now there is. Now there's a good video on Death Valley. But my 12th best discovery is that Death Valley actually has a lot to do. It's actually a super neat national park. And if people say to me, Chris, should I go to Death Valley? I think you absolutely should go to Death Valley. It's super worth it. 2.5 hours from Vegas, 4 hours from Los Angeles. Really quite neat place. 13th travel discovery. The other place we traveled to recently is Vancouver. We discovered that Vancouver is a really neat place, and I feel Vancouver is underrated. It's near Seattle, and everybody goes, go to Seattle. I don't know why more people don't say go to Vancouver. I think I actually enjoyed Vancouver more than Seattle, maybe because I've been to Seattle a whole bunch, and now Seattle's old hat for me. But Vancouver just seemed like it had a lot more, at least for us, to do than Seattle as a city did. Though I love the Pike's Place Market in Seattle. Vancouver has its own set of markets, the Granville Public Market, all those sorts of things. Neat city right next to the mountains. We also discovered while we were in Vancouver, salmon chowder is really good. Here in Southern California or most parts of the U.S., it's clam chowder. That's what you get everywhere. You get clam chowder. I've never had a salmon chowder. And to some people in Vancouver, like I mentioned, I'm like, this salmon chowder is really good. They're like, Chris, you can get salmon chowder everywhere in Vancouver. You can get like salmon chowder at Subway. I'm like, you can get salmon chowder at Subway sandwiches? sure enough. And the Asian food is really good in Vancouver. And we discovered that ChangOn, the famous Peking duck place in Beijing, has an outpost in Vancouver. Video coming soon on that. But it is some of the best Peking duck we've had outside of China. We've had at ChangOn in Vancouver. Sarah says, we're supposed to go to Vancouver this summer. I hope you do, Sarah, and enjoy it. Alex says Seattle is overrated. I love it, but nothing super special. Nick asked, we went to Whistler. No, but Whistler's on our list to go to on another trip. Uniplex says Vancouver's great. Charlotte says, have you ever been to Portland? I like to say it's Seattle, cooler brother. Yeah, that would describe it, Charlotte. I've been once for a pretty quick trip. Melissa says Vancouver's beautiful. Tatiana says Death Valley looks cool, but the road that you showed at the risk of getting car sick had been there for sure. The traveling princess lost her lunch on one of those roads. So yeah. Marit says, Chris, do you like Nepalese food? I don't think I've had a lot of Nepalese food. I like Indian food. Nepalese food may be similar to Indian food. What's different? What's special in Nepalese food? And Jamba says, hey, Chris. Hey, Jamba. Okay. The 14th discovery we've made during the pandemic is food delivery. We have been avid consumers of food delivery, and before the pandemic, we had not placed one order with any food delivery service ever. But now, at least a couple times a month, we're getting something from Uber Eats or DoorDash or Grubhub. Probably more Uber Eats and DoorDash because I get the premium memberships on those from my Amex Platinum card for Uber Eats. I get like, $10 or $15 a month that I have to use every month, and then DoorDash from my Chase Sapphire Reserve card to make discounts on the delivery fees and things like that. And we've also discovered, not just for the delivery apps, but the concept of online ordering, which to me has really revolutionized eating out at fast casual restaurants. So before you'd go I got an hour, I got a half hour, I don't know if I have enough time to stand in line, place an order, wait for them to cook it. But now that you can just at a lot of restaurants order on the app. I mean, Shake Shack does it really well. You order on the Shack app, 10 minutes later, your food is on a shelf in a bag ready for you to pick up. Avoiding the line time and the cooking waiting time has just been super fantastic. Points Traveler says, great credit card redemptions on food delivery apps. Yeah, and these food delivery apps have been offering, really great deals and promotions where you're 50% off this weekend. I'm 50% off? That sounds pretty good. The 15th thing we discovered during the pandemic is Mazesoba, which is a special type of dry Japanese noodle. This is new food rage here in Southern California. Also was in Vancouver. I'm going to make this big so you can see this a little bit more. What you're seeing here on the screen are two pictures. This is on that side. The far side for me is before, and then the side next to me is after. And so if you get ramen, like Japanese soup noodles, you get noodles that are in soup. This is a dry noodle, so it's not in soup. On the picture far away from me, all those toppings are on top of the noodles. And so you get this bowl, has all these toppings on it, noodles on the bottom, and then you stir it all up, and then you get this kind of tasty Japanese noodle dish with a saucy thing and all these ingredients. It's pretty good. And then when you're done, they give you a little bit of rice that you then toss in the bottom to help kind of sop up the sauce and kind of make a tasty sauce. So if you're looking for a new Japanese dish to try, take a look at Mazesoba as a dish, Mazesoba. There are also some new local restaurants that we found. This is number 16. These are restaurants here in the Orange County, Los Angeles area, 4 of them that we've liked quite a bit. In case you're looking for new places to eat here, we found this place. They've got a few locations up in Los Angeles, one that's near the Los Angeles big art museum, another one in Santa Monica, another one in Marina Del Rey. It's called Uovo. They make fresh pasta, and they fly in their ingredients every day from Italy. So they've got like actual like Italian cheeses. It is the best Italian pasta I've had outside of Italy. It's been at this place, not cheap. Each plate of pasta is probably about $20. And for me, I need 2 plates of pasta to feed me because true Italian style, they are small pasta plates, but super good. Related to Peking duck, we found a really good Peking duck place here in Orange County. It's another chain from China called ChangOn. We actually had Thanksgiving dinner at ChangOn, where they cut the Peking duck at your table. In my mind, it's not really Peking duck unless they're carving it at your table. And I need to make me go away for a moment so you can see what's underneath my video here, which is this little thing of sugar. True Beijing style Peking duck. The first serving of it is the skin served with sugar, and then you dip the skin into the sugar and then you eat it. Super good. So if you're in Orange County near Disneyland, things like that, you're looking for some Peking duck, check out ChangOn. You must make a reservation to eat there because you have to place your duck order ahead of time. Kathy says, Yum, I love pasta. Is there one near Anaheim? Uovo, unfortunately, does not have one near Anaheim. They're all kind of more up in LA. But this Peking duck is probably, 15 minutes? 15 minutes from Anaheim? The third best local restaurant we've found is this place called Soup Noodle. How's soup spelled? It's spelled S-U apostrophe P. There's an apostrophe in there, so they're missing the O. It's kind of funny, you know? It's like you say y'all, but you take out the O, soup. You take out the O, and you put an apostrophe in there. It's kind of like a modern Vietnamese restaurant. Here in Southern California, these modern Vietnamese restaurants are like all the rage. But in addition to having Vietnamese pho noodle soup, which is like a rice noodle, they also do this super delicious big prawn garlic noodle, and it comes with this like spicy aji sauce. It's kind of like a Peruvian inspired sauce. It's really good. They've got a couple locations. Kathy, Soup Noodle does have a location near Anaheim for anybody who's checking that out. And Rhonda asked if they had a one at South Coast. No, there was like a Barilla at South Coast, which has since opened and closed. And the fourth local restaurant that we've discovered is Paradise Dynasty. We're really excited about this one. We haven't been back because they've been really busy during opening, like long lines. This is a Singaporean restaurant that specializes in their 8-color xiaolong bao, or these 8-color soup dumplings. It's very similar to Din Tai Fung, but different, kind of with a Singaporean twist. If you want to see more about this one, I have a whole video on Paradise Dynasty that you can check out later. Our 17th best discovery. Now, these are some like local destination discoveries because we haven't been traveling as much in the last 2 years, so we've been just taking a look at a lot of stuff here in the local region. So this is number 17, is the Academy Museum in Los Angeles. This is put on by the Academy of Motion Pictures, the people who put on the Oscars, and it's a whole museum about movies and the making of movies. Really neat museum. Probably one of the best museums we've been to in quite a while. As a side note, this isn't a number, but we also found out that Los Angeles has a neighborhood called Frogtown, and there's a really good coffee shop in Frogtown called Lo Colombe Coffee that makes some really good chai tea also. Now, a really new neighborhood in Los Angeles, new, hip, funky, fresh, those words to describe it. It's called, informally, it's called Silicon Beach. Why is it called Silicon Beach? Well, because this neighborhood is where all the tech companies have moved in. It is between LAX Airport and Venice Beach. The actual name of the neighborhood is called Playa Vista. The neighborhood used to be owned by the Howard Hughes Corporation, which was a famous aerospace company. Howard Hughes made the Spruce Goose, the big wooden plane that he tried to sell the government because he said, we're out of metal, so I'll make you this big plane out of wood. The Spruce Goose was built and had a hangar in this place in Playa Vista. But now they've kind of redone what used to be the Howard Hughes runway and things like that to be a place with offices and houses. And so all these tech companies moved in. Google has moved in, YouTube has moved in, Yahoo, IMAX, and more. And because it was a runway for Howard Hughes and the Spruce Goose, their mall in the middle, and this is a picture of their mall, is called the Runway. And it's actually a pretty neat mall. Like, it looks really funky. And they've got a farmer's market that's pretty neat on Saturdays. So if you're coming to Los Angeles and you want to check out the newest neighborhood in Los Angeles, check out Playa Vista, a.k.a. Silicon Beach. We also discovered that garden membership is really good deal. Los Angeles has a lot of gardens. Descanso Garden, South Coast Gardens, the LA Arboretum. There's a lot of gardens. They all do really neat holiday lights that we found out this year. We went to all these holiday lights because they're outdoor things to do. Gardens are outdoor things to do. And gardens in the U.S., like if you join a garden, they all do like reciprocal admissions. Point though, if you're planning to travel to LA and you want to go to all the gardens, maybe join a garden like where you live in some other part of the U.S., because all these ones in LA, if you join them, their membership excludes all the other ones. But if you join the San Diego Botanical Garden, it's far enough away that for like the $60 a year that you join the San Diego Botanical Garden, then your garden membership includes all these other gardens in LA. So just pro tip about visiting gardens. But if you like gardens, you live in LA, you live in Southern California, you're coming to LA, our favorite of them is Descanso Gardens if you have to pick one. Okay. And our 20th best discovery of the pandemic, another local park, Chino Hills State Park. This is on the border of Orange County and Riverside County. We've been living here in Orange County for 10 years, and before the pandemic, I had no idea that this state park existed. It's a huge state park, but we were looking up places to see wildflowers. And you can actually see this is a picture. I'll make it a little bit bigger. When they had a lot of their wildflower blooms last year, the hillsides turned this great bright yellow. Even before then, like if you go right now after the rains, it's very green. It's the closest thing to Ireland in Southern California, because most hikes in Southern California are gray, brown, and not very vibrant looking. But Chino Hills is quite vibrant looking and a really neat state park if you're looking for some place to kind of get off the beaten path and get away from the crowds, because most people don't know it exists. So there are still not a lot of visitors to Chino Hills State Park. Okay, I'm going to go through some of the best YouTube channels to me that I followed during the pandemic. But before I do that, I want to check out some of the comments in the chat. Rhonda says, I used to live in Chino Hills. I've been there. I bet if you live there, you probably have been to that state park. But us, us who live more than 20 miles away had no idea that it was there. Many people say they also like the Huntington Library in Los Angeles, which is also a neat garden that I left out. So thank you. Marie says, I think it's quite cheap to eat out in LA. You can get a lunch for two, less than 30 euro. Definitely one of the things I love about living in Southern California. Really good food that you can absolutely get inexpensively. It's one of the things that when I compare Los Angeles to other big cities in the U.S., like New York City, Washington, D.C., Chicago, you can definitely eat better for much cheaper in Los Angeles than almost any other big city in the U.S. AJ says, Silicon Beach looks hella dope. It's pretty neat. It's a pretty neat neighborhood. Alex says, if you want to go see the Spruce Goose, it's now just outside of Portland. Thanks for that tip. Kathy says she would love the Academy Museum. Definitely check it out when you're visiting. Scott says, have you guys ever been to Coffee for Sasquatch? My wife and I lived in LA for a year while she did her fellowship. We have not. I guess we should check it out, Scott. I will add it to our list. James says, great that you discovered many things. I'm sure many people have discovered the Yellow Productions channel. You know, it's funny you mentioned that, James. And I know there are many that have discovered the Yellow Productions channel, and that subscriber counter has certainly gone up in the last 2 years in the pandemic. But actually, if you look at the number of subscribers to Yellow Productions since the pandemic, it's gone way down. At least the number of people that are traveling, researching travel still isn't back. For like a lot of series that I have, Japan, Singapore, Taiwan. Nobody's searching for that content because people can't go to those places. So I hope they reopen and those videos get some more traffic again. Tatiana says, "What's the flavor of your tea?" The flavor is throat comfort. But if you want to know what's in it, it's got licorice, fennel seed, cherry bark, cinnamon bark, orange peel, slippery elm bark, cardamom, ginger root, mullein leaf, clove bud, and black pepper. That's what's in the tea that I'm drinking. Sarah points out, which is a good point, Sarah. And Sarah, were you the one that recommended Rodeo 39 to me? I know somebody here recommended Rodeo 39 to me, which is a really neat food hall. And so, yes, that is a cool one. Steelcraft in Irvine, Tustin, kind of central Orange County. There's also been new food halls around here, too. The Trade Food Hall, the Mess Hall at the Flight. Yeah, like food halls are like the thing right now in Orange County. So I love those, too. And Marit says, somebody here has not pushed the like button. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a like. There's 190 of you on and 107 likes. Every like goes to help provide one piece of premium bamboo to the Yellow Productions crew. Please give it a thumbs up so they can get their premium bamboo. Thank you very much. Okay, now I want to share with you some of the best new YouTube channels to me that I've been following during the pandemic. We're gonna go for 5 because 5 is a nice, good round number. Everybody knows I like Japan. I've been spending a lot of time watching Chris Broad in his Abroad in Japan channel. This British bloke who's been in Japan for 10 years has a pretty funny YouTube channel. He's got this super dry British sense of humor. Sometimes I wonder through his videos if he actually likes Japan, because it seems like he's poking a lot of fun in it. I know he likes Japan because he's been there for 10 years. But he also did a series called Journey Across Japan, where he rode his bicycle from the northern part of Japan to the southern part of Japan, like 2,000 kilometers, some ridiculous trip. So he's a lot of fun to watch. It's also neat to see he just built a new set or a new studio where he's built kind of this Blade Runner-esque noodle bar, and he's built his own little old-timey Japanese street in his studio so he can shoot more content inside. And Esther agrees. Chris Broad is great. His new studio is amazing. Brandon says I've watched him for a while. And YouTube Experiment says, to be honest, I found this channel in July or August for research. I did the LA Awesome YouTube Experiment. Thanks for sharing that. I'm glad you have stayed. Ron asks, have I ever been to the Riverside Food Lab? Not yet. Should I go? If so, why? Okay. My next channel I've discovered during the pandemic is called Colin and Samir. This is a YouTube channel that's all about the creator economy. What is the creator economy? It feels like the creator economy is a new term for all these things that are creators on YouTube. And these two guys, Colin and Samir, spend a lot of time interviewing other YouTubers, asking them about what they do or how they've been successful. So this is me being a YouTube dork trying to learn about how to make better videos for you all. But I thought it was kind of cool. They did an interview series with MKBHD. If you're not familiar with him, he does a whole bunch of tech reviews. I think he's definitely one of the best tech reviewers on YouTube. They also did a YouTube series on Mr. Beast, took a tour of Mr. Beast's new studio in North Carolina that he lives, something like that, someplace in the middle of nowhere. The third new channel that I started watching during the pandemic is this guy from Finland who lives in Canada, Maddiehapoya. Now, many people might know Maddie as Peter McKinnon's best friend. Peter McKinnon is this sort of a super famous YouTuber about photography, and Maddie was in a lot of his videos. But I think Maddie does a lot of interesting gear reviews, a lot of interesting things talking about cameras. His little tagline for his channel is inspire, travel, learn. Maddie does a really interesting way of incorporating some of his daily life into his vlogs and reviews too. Yeah, Marit says related to Colin and Samir, they have my yellow. They are ready for me. And Billy says, I hear Logan Paul lost like $3 million for fake Pokemon. I did. I don't feel that sorry for him, really. Ron asks if I've discovered any good Netflix series. We watched Squid Game. Have you watched Squid Game? The like Korean show. Like Squid Game was really cool. Squid Game on Netflix. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. Go watch it now. The fourth channel that I've discovered during the pandemic is Gerald Undone. This guy's not yellow. This guy's purple. Gerald does reviews that are more about cameras and gear, but I think he does some of the most interesting technical reviews on cameras, where he'll do a review on like the Sony a7S III, the camera I'm recording on right now, and it'll be like a 30-minute deep dive on like, let me tell you all the little nitnoid details. You know, much like I do like the most detailed hotel reviews, I think Gerald does the most detailed camera reviews. And then finally, Pompsy. Pompsy is definitely the best new Vegas channel I've discovered during the pandemic. Many of you know we had him on for an early interview when he had a lot less subscribers. Now he's got 124,000 subscribers. I'm super happy for Pompsy. I think he may end up with more subscribers than I do over some period of time here at the growth rate that he's going. But I love to see all the great stuff Pompsy's doing. His most viewed video is like Beware of the Circus, which obviously, you know, I love to talk about circus too.
Fellow explorers, it is now Q&A time. If you've got a question, I've got an answer.
All right, fellow explorers, that's all the new stuff that I've discovered during the pandemic. If you asked a question earlier and I didn't answer it, please ask away. And as usual, I'll be giving away a Yellow Productions Cruise shirt here in just a little bit. Kathy says, we're going to Hawaii in April. We're staying at a Hyatt Place. Their self-parking is $50. Can you recommend something close with just cheaper? Yeah, Waikiki parking is really expensive. What I'd recommend you do, Kathy, is download one of the parking apps. There's one called Spot Hero and there's one called Parking Panda, and you can like look on the app for parking, and other hotels may be offering parking on those apps for a lot less. That'd be my suggestion for how to find cheaper parking in almost any US city. I do that when I go to New York and the parking rates are way too expensive. Side note, a lot of loves for Pompsy, Chris Pomparelli. That's why it goes by Pompsy. Say hi to Matthew is great too. There's a lot of great Vegas channels. I just picked one, so Pompsy has had the most dramatic rise. So Natalie says I was just watching him. That's why I was like, welcome, Natalie. It's all good. Kathy says I watched the Circus one. And Garsu says, Chris, go over Area 15 again, worth the time money. Well, Area 15 is free to go in. Like, there's no admission to go into Area 15 in Las Vegas. So I think it's worth your time to go into a free place. All the stuff in it costs money to do. The biggest thing in there is Omega Mart for $49 a person. I just went in myself, one person. It was worth it for me. I spent like 3 hours in there. Cool place. I have a Omega Mart walking tour that'll be coming out in a little bit. But I think it's definitely a stop. You can decide whether you want to do anything. Marit says, "Is it now possible to buy merch? Do you mean to buy merch, Marit? And if you mean to buy merch, then you are an excellent plant for a question. If you didn't win a Yellow Productions Cruise shirt, you want to buy one, or maybe you want to buy a Yellow Productions mug with a really neat yellow inside. This is a pretty neat mug." You know where you can get this from. You can get it from the Yellow Productions shop right there. shop.yellow-productions.com. Or my travel, eat, sleep, repeat duffel bag. The bag we are traveling with everywhere we go. So yes, you can. Tatiana says, what is your next trip? Our next trip is to California's fabulous Central Valley. We're going to go check out the almond blossoms in California Central Valley. We're going to be starting in Bakersfield down here, and we're going to be working our way up to the Sacramento area up in the north over a course of about 4 to 5 days. The almond blossoms are I think, just about as pretty as the cherry blossoms in Japan. I've been once real briefly, but this is like an extended trip to go see them all, so I'm looking forward to seeing that region. Ace says, how long have you been in Orange County? Just about 10 years in Orange County, California. Alex says, I love the original Yellow Productions logo. With the more yellow, or I guess I went through a few of them, but maybe the yellow one. Yeah, it's gone through some other different colorations. And Sahil says, Chris, can you shout out my cousin Andre? Shout out to Andre, big boy. Get well soon. Marielle says, do you recommend Richmond Stevenson as a stop to Vancouver? I saw your Vancouver videos, but I don't think you mentioned it. More Vancouver videos coming out. I think Richmond is good if you want Chinese food. Like if you're looking for Chinese food, Asian food, then stop in Richmond. If not, keep going. It's mostly just like shopping malls and Asian restaurants. YouTube Experiment asks if Bakersfield has a Woolworths diner. I don't know. I'll let you know when I go there. I haven't been there yet on this trip. Samurais says, hey, any more things going on in your online store? Maybe a ball cap. I will look to see if I can put a ball cap in there, Samurais. Garcia says, any plan to review Sedona and Grand Canyon? Eventually, we want to make it to those places. Not immediate future. I think the next national park we plan to go to is Sequoia National Park. Maybe Yosemite after that. Anyway, just kind of working our way out. Sahil asks if they're called kebabs or gyros in LA. Gyros, kebab. Yes to all. Yes to all. One of my favorite places to get one of those things, a sandwich with lamb or beef that's been cut off a rotating thing, is a place called the Kebab Shop. But they specialize in donors, more like rolled up in a tortilla. But yeah, the Greek restaurants, a place like that, would call them a gyro for the sandwich. Kebab would be more generally in the U.S. something like meat on a stick, like a sword that they roasted, would be a kebab, and then a gyro is a sandwich. Marit says, what was the first computer game you ever played? Pong on an Atari 2600. Does that count? Okay, those are the questions I see at the beginning, so you know what time it is?
Yes, it's the time you've been waiting for. It's time for the giveaway.
Fellow Explorers, it is time to do a giveaway if you answer one of my questions. And if you answer this question correctly, I will send you a Yellow Productions crew shirt. Anywhere in the world, my question to you is, these shoes that I wear, what size are they? What size shoe do I wear? If you answer this question correctly, you will win a Yellow Productions crew shirt. If you didn't win one, we already talked about how you can get it. You can get it at the Yellow Productions shop, which is here at shop.yellow-productions.com. If you're wondering when the next live stream is, we'll head over to update.yellow-productions.com, and you can get on the mailing list so you'll know when the live streams are. To help us with the giveaway, the Traveling Princess has arrived. Traveling Princess, welcome to the live stream. What are you eating? What are you eating? What are you eating? She is eating a cracker, a green onion cracker. These are some of her favorite things. This is probably one of her favorite discoveries in the pandemic. Her life has not been much longer than the pandemic, but this is one of her favorite foods. She's looking at all these things going like, which one do I look at? I see Papa over there. I see myself over there. Okay, so now I see a lot of answers have come in about shoe size. Who is the first one?
And now we have a winner chicken dinner.
Meritocratic Mafia, congratulations. You are the winner. Size 14 is right. Big shoes. Send me an email to chris@yellow-productions.com. Let me know what size and where you want the shirt to go, and I'll get that out to you right away. Well, fellow explorers, it's been a pleasure chatting with you today. We look forward to seeing you in the next video. As usual, we don't say goodbye, but do you want to say bye-bye?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. She'll say bye-bye. I'll see you in the next video, though.
Take